What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone is having a good week. Tonight is Thursday night football. I believe we have the Bills versus Miami Dolphins game. Should be an absolute blast. I'd love to see the Bills just destroy the Dolphins. I think we all would based on the Dolphins' performance this year, except for week 2, where they had a little bit of resurgence. I think part of that, of course, is because of the disgusting game they had week 1. They probably needed to really show up for week 2 and save face. So that being said, tonight's game going to be a banger, and we have something we haven't opened before. I'll put these two hats off to the side. Shout out 49ers for 2-0 right now. Hoping to make it 3-0 this weekend. But anyway, we have a Panini 2025 Score Football. It's interesting. It's 90 cards per box, as you see. Look for rookies, signature greens. Again, I haven't opened these at all on or off camera, so I'm pretty excited for it. And on the side, it does tell you a little bit about what is involved here. It looks like you do have some opportunity to get some number cards. It looks like there's going to be the rookie cards. It'd be great if they, of course, have, pay homage to the OG players as well, because it's always fun getting those cards. Like last week, I think we got a Barry Sanders out of a Panini Select 2024 box. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. I won't talk, we'll talk a little bit of football, of course. As you all know, if you've paid attention in the prior videos, I love fantasy football. I play it in a couple of leagues. I'm also in a pick'em league, so definitely a lot of fun. If you haven't played fantasy football, I would encourage it. It's just really fun getting to also play with your friends and talk about the games, talk about the sports, talk about the players. So that said, I'm 1-1 right now. Really should have been 2-0 last week. If you guys are involved in any football whatsoever, you would have seen some absolutely garbage performances by a lot of the star players again. It's weird. A lot of the wide receivers, it's almost like they don't want to target some of the elite per se. Now, obviously, some had drops and fumbles, like, Drake London had that. Marvin Harrison Jr. was basically non-existent. But that said, I'm hoping things turn around. All right, so just to look at these cards here, it looks like we got 6 packs, 15 cards per pack, so not too bad, kind of normal. By the way, if you guys were wondering, I believe this cost me $25. So if you're in the store, I got these at Target, 25 bucks. Really not bad. And I know this is a little off the football conversation, but I did pick up some baseball cards, so I'm going to crack those open as well. Just not in this video. We'll do another video, but I believe Bowman Chrome 2025 is coming out this upcoming week and hitting retail, so that's going to be really, really exciting. So starting off, we got Cam Ward, rookie card. Excited to see what he does with Tennessee. I think he's not getting as much love as I think deserved. That week 1 game, if you guys paid attention to it, had some receivers. Calvin Ridley had terrible drops. So I don't think Cam Ward is doing as bad as it might look. Shout out Alec Iomanner. I have him on my bench. And if you guys were paying attention, I also encouraged him to get picked up. I think he will be the one. Mainly because of, I think, the rookie-to-rookie interaction between Cam Ward and him. It's great, and Iomanner is just an awesome wide receiver. So we got Travis Etienne here, Trey Amos, cool. Celebration, Jamar Chase. Not bad for him. Unfortunately for Jamar Chase, I don't think it's going to be as big of a thing, but Jake Browning is now the starting quarterback for the Bengals. If you missed that, Joe Burrow went out with an injury. Expected time being out is 3 months. So that said, Jake Browning did have a good showing when he had to fill in. So I'm not terribly worried. Check this out. We got a TJ Watt. All right, so pretty good there. Hey, we got a Drake May. He is not having himself a bad year. So if you guys have him in fantasy, kudos to you. But he's really not doing too bad. Another shout out to their wide receiver. It's not pronounced right, but Booty. Boutte, I believe. They got a great connection. I'm hoping to see more Travion Henderson, but again, Ramondre Stevenson is still a thing, guys. He's still very much involved. I'm pretty psyched about Cam Scatabo just because he's showing up in a big way for the Giants. So he had a great week too. Now, part of that, again, if you're not aware, Tyrone Tracy is he is out with an injury or has been suffering an injury. So Cam is taking full advantage of it. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm definitely putting him off to the side. It looks like it is a green background, as you can see from the base to the green. Looks like a nice little refractor or parallel there. Isaac Garendo. We got Peyton Wilson, Trey Tucker, one of the primary receivers for the the Raiders, but I am hoping Thornton Jr. becomes much more of a thing. So be on the lookout there. Malik Neighbors, wide receiver, awesome. Doug Williams. Look at these old school cards. Like, look at that. That's cool. And honestly, we got EJ Speed, linebacker. But just giving initial thoughts on the cards, I like them. I like the feel of them. They feel nice. And honestly, the art's pretty cool too. Or the design, I guess I would say, is pretty cool. And for 25 bucks, guys, that's really not bad. And what's really cool is, like so many cards, as you guys know, here's the back, just so you guys can see what the backs look like, because I feel like a lot of people show the front of the cards. But I think the backs are nothing to scoff at either. You know, they do a good job detailing. It's pretty fun. Drake May, I'm hoping that he has a great year. All right, into pack number 2. Now, if you guys are paying attention to week 2 football games, pay attention to the rookies. I cannot stress that enough. I'm sure other, people talk about it, but the truth is rookies are a thing. Like this guy here, DJ Giddens. He didn't have really any play in week 2. He missed his pass, but he is the primary backup, to our knowledge anyway, to Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor has injury history. DJ Giddens would be a nice bench stash in a deeper league if you also have the capability of doing that. I know with last week and week 1, there was a lot of people with injuries, so you might be hurting for space and really having to make those tough choices. But he's an exciting player. The Colts like him. Then we got Omarion Hampton. Again, a rookie. He's with the Chargers. Not doing fantastic, but the Chargers are a superpower offense. If you've been paying attention, you would see that. There are better days ahead for Hampton, I'm sure. But I know that's a tough call, starting or not starting. So depends on the options, right? But you got Tez Johnson here, another rookie. Let's see, we got Will Anderson Jr. And this looks, it's a thicker card. That's kind of interesting. Zoned in, Will Anderson Jr. Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that. Oh my gosh, my eyes are deceiving me. It's a patch. So that's kind of cool. Probably not game worn, obviously, but that's still pretty neat that we got Will Anderson Jr. So our first patch, if you will. We got Sanders here. Now, again, he's not starting yet for the Browns. A lot of talk with him in the draft leading up to his pick, everything like that. We'll see what ultimately happens with him. I love this guy. He's probably one of my favorite players right now. Bucky Irving. I'm really, really happy with that. Look at that. 1,122 yards, rookie season. How cool is he? I mean, honestly, Bucky Irving, even last week, Bucky Irving had a great game. Then we got Dexter Lawrence. Throwback. Check that out. That's pretty cool, honestly. That is pretty dang cool. Then let's see who we got. We got Justin Simmons. We got Joe Burrow. You guys just heard me talk about him. Xavier McKinney. Got Vinny. Will Anderson again. Jonathan Taylor. And then Williams. All right. So that's pack 2. So pack 2, I don't think we're doing too bad. But again, pay attention to the rookies. Woody Marks, running back for Houston. He basically is now the second up right now. Joe Mixon, we don't know what's going on with him. Nick Chubb is currently the bell cow back. He's number 1, also not doing awful. But Woody Marks is someone to be on the lookout for with his pass catching ability. And he had decent runs. If you guys see his opportunities, he actually had a good showing week 2. And this is normal. Rookies will be phased in shortly and surely. The only one who really came out, and just really manhandled, and took full advantage of the situation was Judkins with the Browns. So he's very much probably now, and I believe he's now the number 1 on the depth chart for running back. So he's very much a thing. I think he's going to be a big impact on their team. I think he's going to score a lot of fantasy points. And I don't know if there's any more drama with him or if it got resolved. I know that was one reason why people were kind of steering away from him for the draft. But again, these rookies are coming up, right? You got Matthew Golden with Green Bay. Although he's not getting a lot of love yet, he is still getting quite a lot of participation. So ultimately, just keep your eyes out for these guys because it won't be long until they're either the second up, possibly on the wide receiver depth chart or running back depth chart. And some of them may start overtaking some of their counterparts, like Kyle Monanganai. I know I'm going to butcher that name, but he is backup for on the oh my goodness, it is the Bears, and their offensive line is awful. We know this, but DeAndre Swift's not doing anything. So I wouldn't be surprised if Monanganai comes in and starts showing up. So just again, be on the lookout. So Tyler Warren, awesome rookie card. I'm going to take him. I don't even care if it's his basic one, doesn't matter. Luther Burden the third, good wide receiver. Hope to see more of him. There is our Travion Henderson. Hopefully he becomes quite a thing. Bo Nix, not upset at it. We will take a Bo Nix. Ladd McConkey. Unfortunately, he is not doing as well as Keenan Allen and Huge, with the Chargers, but he's still very much involved. And I think once McConkey gets a touchdown, I think conversations are going to turn. Basically, you got three powerhouse receiving options, and the Chargers are just crushing it right now. And this is my other probably one of my favorite players as well, Brian Thomas Jr., not getting a lot of love that he did last year towards especially the end of the year, but he's just so good. And I know he was dealing with a little injury in week 2. I'm not doubting him. The talent's there. He's great. And honestly, Travis Hunter's not really doing anything either. So in terms of options, you got Brenton Strange. He's out there. He's getting some looks. But reality is, in my opinion, Thomas is still the alpha there. Then we got Cade Otton. I don't think he's really doing that much with the Bucs right now. Big shout out to the rookie there. And honestly, you have other Bucs receivers on the injured reserve who are coming back shortly. So anyway, wide receiver room for Tampa Bay, something to look out for. Isaiah Likely, awesome tight end. Ramondre Stevenson, we know. Jordan, Terrell Suggs, Devontae Adams, he's not doing too bad. Troy Franklin, he's not doing too bad either. He's getting a ton of looks in Denver. Happy to see it. Got a connection with Bo Nix, so that's awesome. And then, of course, Tyler Algier. Not much to be said there outside of he is a rock star right behind Bijan Robinson. So if you guys can pick him up, obviously what a great handcuff and opportunity he is, because he still gets play regardless. Whether, Bijan, I think week 2 was so absurd where Bijan Robinson had an absurd amount of carries. And then, sorry for the camera movement, Bijan Robinson had an absurd amount of carries. And then on top of that, Tyler Algier also was super productive with his limited carries. So he is just crushing it. Got Will Howard, Josh Connerly Jr., Trey Harris. I think he is going to be very much a thing. It might not be this year, but I hope it is. He is a talent for the Chargers, so happy they have him. What is this? Oh, another Will Anderson Jr. What is that? Our third one, so something to note. That's cool. Terry Bradshaw, Hall of Fame, first ballot. I'm not mad at that. Terry Bradshaw is awesome. Travis Kelce, cool. Not my favorite in the world. Then we got George Pickens. He is not with Pittsburgh anymore. Again, if you guys missed it, he is with the Cowboys. I think he had his first touchdown with them this last week. Helped get them the victory, which was great. But ultimately, George Pickens, talented receiver, is really just going to free things up for CeeDee Lamb. But Jake Ferguson, if you guys didn't know, had 12 targets week 2. Week 1, he was still very much involved. I think Jake Ferguson is going to be, again, very much a thing this year as a tight end. He and Dak Prescott got something going on. So if you can get him, I don't think that's a bad idea. We got Joe Cribbs. We got, Rashee Rice. He's still injured. We got James Cook, who's having basically an RB1 year. James Cook is crushing it. Brian Urlacher, love him. again, Bucky Irving. So anyway, guys, I think some of the rookie wide receivers to be on the lookout for is, I think it's Troy. It's either Troy or Torrey Horton, with the Seahawks. He got his first touchdown week 2. He's slowly being more involved. And that's, again, look at the route participation. Look at the time on the field. These guys are going to be more and more involved. So, sorry again for the camera shake. So, be on the lookout. I mean, again, if you are in a deeper league, like I'm in a 14-person league, honestly, if I can pick him up as a bench stash just to see how things go with this year as he builds chemistry with Sam Darnold, might not be the worst thing. You never know. We got Phil. We got Williams. Oh, look at that. Detroit. They crushed week 2. Hoping that that continues. Got Nick here. Scorton. Who we got here? Zaire Franklin. We will certainly take Zaire Franklin, but there is apparently, it looks like a little, I don't know what that is. It looks like a little damage there. Something to be on the lookout for. That's a bummer, of course. Tyreek Hill finally had something go right in week 2. He had a lot of participation. Again, I think they needed it. Luther Burden, excited to see what he does. And check this out, guys. We got a numbered card here. Very excited for this. Josh Downs, wide receiver. He has had injuries in a couple of the years here, but he's coming out and he's participating. He's a thing, guys. So it's to 399, 155 out of 399, but that refractor is sick. So I'm very, very happy to have that. Jeffrey Simmons, Cooper Kupp, we'll see. Who knows? Marshawn Lattimore, great. Tyreek Hill again. Joe Green. Joe Morris, and then we got Pat Freiermuth. Speaking of Pat Freiermuth, I don't know what happened with Pittsburgh. Outside of the pressure that they put on Aaron Rodgers, Pittsburgh is a confusing team for me right now. I'm not uber excited to start many of their players, if any. I picked up Calvin Austin again in a deep league because he had a good week 1, and he did have some targets week 2, but I felt like I believe he's the number 2 there. I felt like he would get more love, but I don't know. It was not the greatest thing I've ever seen. We got Jaden Higgins. He is someone to be on the lookout for again. Rookie wide receiver. I think there is hope for him. We will see. You never know. Got Will Johnson here. See, I like how they also have the college helmet on this. You got U of M there. That's pretty cool that they do that. Xavier Worthy, again, if you guys weren't sure or aware of it, his own teammate Travis Kelce blew out dislocated his shoulder week 1. I think like the first play, it was so lame. It was probably the lamest thing I've ever seen. Outside of when Patrick Mahomes the year before, in an effort to stop a play from happening, I believe it was a touchdown potentially, Mahomes went for a tackle and blew out Reshee Rice's knee, and he was done for the year. So that also was pretty lame. But Trey Hendrickson, great player. We will certainly take a Michael Penix Jr., hoping that there is more that we will see from him this year, week 1, week 2. It's spicy. We don't know. Eli Manning, kryptonite for Tom Brady. So it's cool we got that. Let's see. We got Keenan Allen. But this was when he was wide receiver for Chicago. So that's something to note. Charvarius Ward. Chris Godwin, he's the one that is currently injured, as well as Jalen McMillan on the Bucs, but they are both supposed to be back. Jalen Coker also went out on IR. He should be back hopefully sooner than later. Dalton Schultz and Brian Thomas Jr. So all up, guys, I don't think we did too bad. And if we compare pack openings, I would say this was pretty fun. I'm not going to lie. Like, it's cool seeing the rookies with the helmets for the teams that they played for in college. That's really neat. On top of that, you have great rookie candidates as well. So that's really neat. And then, hey, we got a patch and we got a numbered card. And it's not like the greatest number card in the world, right? It's not to 10 or 100 or 50. But it's still pretty cool. I mean, honestly. And then we got that player patch, so that was neat that we got that as well. But week 3 football is underway starting tonight. Very, very excited for it. Hopefully we see some fireworks and the Bills just go off and score 1,000,000 points, because that would be great. But outside of that, I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you guys win your fantasy matchups this week. Pay attention to the waiver wire. That's the other thing I want to say is people have dropped a lot of talent week 2 just because going into week 3, because week 2, week 1, maybe things were dicey, but there are definite gems that got dropped. So for example, in my league in week 2, someone had dropped Jake Ferguson. Made absolutely no sense. He has 6 targets week 1. In week 2, no one picked him up. So I was like, okay, that's crazy. Week 3, waivers ran, and he still didn't get picked up. No one dropped anyone to pick him up. So I got him for free. Didn't need to burn a waiver pick, and I got him, right? So you should be looking at the players available and look to see the utilization, because I guarantee you the rookies week 1, week 2, you saw their ADP, or not ADP, but sorry, the projected points. Week 1 was kind of week 2 was slightly higher, marginally by maybe a point. Week 3, now they're up another few points. So the movement is there. The needle is going into the more positive direction. So pay attention, keep eyes on the injury report list as well. That also gives some of these people those opportunities to start lighting it up in the weeks following. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely enjoyed this video. I enjoyed doing this with you guys, opening these cards, talking football. Shout out to the 49ers again, 2-0. Hopefully we'll make it 3-0. Hopefully I didn't just jinx that. And cheers to you guys. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. We're growing. We appreciate the support. Thank you for tuning in, and we will catch you on the next one.